That was a quick introduction to Google Drive. Let us now shift our attention to Google Backup and Sync app that we downloaded and installed just now. Look at the bottom right hand side corner of the screen, the taskbar. You will see the Backup and Sync icon. That icon or that app is going to be used to manage, control, and communicate the Google Drive that I have shown you just now. So that is the connection between Google Drive and Google Backup and Sync. Or that is why we say Google Backup and Sync is an app for Google Drive. I hope that makes sense. Let us move on. Now that we are done with Google Drive, let us move on to Backup and Sync. So when we are finished with the installation of Backup and Sync, this is what you will see. And of course, the Backup and Sync icon in the taskbar and this small window here. So I'm going to click on the Get Started button, and then I am going to log in using my AIIAS email account. Click on Got It button. Now, this is what you need to set up very carefully. So I am given a choice of syncing my desktop folder, my documents folder, and my pictures folders. But I don't want to sync any of these. You may choose to, but instead I am going to choose one folder of my choice. So I click on Choose Folder, and then I locate the folder that I want to sync with my Google Drive. So Advanced Statistics is my choice. I click on it, and then again I click on Select Folder button. So it is going to take a few seconds for the Advanced Statistics folder to be loaded. And once it is loaded, you can see that Advanced Statistics checkbox is checked. And then I am going to click on Next button. Next is Google Drive. So I am going to click on Sync only these folders radio button, and then you can see that all 4 of the folders that I created in my Google Drive have shown up. So, but I don't want to sync all 4 of them. I'm going to choose maybe only More Fun in the Philippines folder and My Publication folder. So these 2 folders are now going to be synced with my machine right here. So once I'm done with my choices, I will click on the Start button. You will have to wait for a few seconds, and then the Windows Explorer pops open on its own. Now look at the left hand side, and you will see under Favorites, you will see a new drive created called Google Drive. Wait for a little more, and you will see the 2 folders that were created in my Google Drive, my Gmail Google Drive, have now been loaded onto my local drive right here under a drive called Google Drive. So that is quite spectacular, I should say. Or Simply put, here a copy of the Gmail Cloud Google Drive have been created onto our local drive. That is basically what happened right here. Let us now focus on the backup and sync. I click on the icon and I can see that the files contained in Advanced Statistics folder have all been synced. I know that because of the green check marks against each of the file names. So I go back to my Cloud Google Drive and then I click on computers. There. This one right here represents my hard drive or my machine that I'm using right now. And then when I double click on it, or let me change the name first. So I'm going to name it as IMRC recording room, and now it has been renamed. I double click on it and I can see that Advanced Statistics folder have been uploaded to my Cloud Google Drive, which is really awesome. Let me do a quick rundown of what I have discussed just now. So I click on the Google Drive that was installed locally on my machine here, which is synchronized with my Cloud Google Drive. So my local Google Drive here contains two of the folders, that is More Fun in the Philippines folder and my Publications folder. When I go back to my Cloud Google Drive, I click on my drive. There I have all four of my folders. So that is good. Now I go back to my local machine and then open up the Windows Explorer and then identify the folder that I shared or synchronized with my Google Drive, Advanced Statistics, and you can see that it has a green check that shows that it has been synchronized or it is being synchronized. I double click on it and all 5 of the files also have green checks on them. That means they were already uploaded and synchronized with their counterpart in the cloud. I go back to the Cloud Google Drive and I click on my on computers, IMRC recording room. I double click on it and I find Advanced Statistics folder over there and double click on it, and yes, all 5 of the files are also found here. Coming back to my drive, I am going to share a folder that is Interesting Readings folder. I right click on it and then click on Share. Now I'm going to share it with one of my colleagues and also myself using my other email address, and then I send an accompanying message. Once done, I can click on the send button. So I'm not going to send it because I don't want to cause an inconvenience for the other person. If I click on the send button, 2 of these individuals will get an email with a link to this shared folder. They will click on it and it will lead them, or they will be led to this folder. So that is what will happen. I urge you to try it out. I personally have found it to be a very, very useful and convenient service rendered to us by Gmail. Now that we are done setting up backup and sync, I want to let you know that you will have to do it again and again. It will be almost impossible to get it perfectly correct and learn it right from the get-go. I can attest to that because I consider myself to be a digital native, but learning to install backup and sync and then setting it up took me a lot of trial and error. So you might have to uninstall the backup and sync and then reinstall it again and again. I have another video that shows you how to uninstall Google Backup and Sync and then reinstall it. You will surely need to learn to do that.